Besides Team of the Year and Team of the Season, Future Stars is the most hyped promo of the year. And believe it or not, the first year we had Future Stars was FIFA 19. So it's quite new still to FIFA. And I was like, Future Stars is about to start. Why not go back in time, check how good the teams were, and see if players lived up to their potential. So let's jump straight into FIFA 19, as I said, the first year ever. And this is the team. Back then, there were no two teams of the promo yet. It was just one team. And honestly, it was so hyped. I still remember it. I know I'm old. I remember stuff from back in the days. But the first year that this came, FIFA 19, it was so hyped when we heard Future Stars was coming. And if you look at the team, Vinicius Jr., that's how it started. That's the biggest player. And obviously, he lived up to his potential. He was insane back then. And of course, in real life, he's insane right now as well. And then we have De Ligt and also Frenkie de Jong. Also back then at Ajax had an SBC. That link up was insane. I've ran that combination for almost the entire year. The ratings are honestly sick as well. Team of the Year was back then the highest rating we had by far. All the other promos were quite a bit lower, but then Future Stars was getting kind of close to the Team of the Year rating. It was so sick to see Sancho, Arthur, Havertz, Trent as well. We have Phil Foden, Militao, Mendy, both now playing for Real Madrid. Of course, Militao a bit better than Mendy. Mendy just OP on FIFA. Kluivert, Guendouzi, Calvert-Lewin, and Hakimi. What a team this was. Obviously, quite a lot of players that we still see nowadays in football. Some of them really lived up to their potential. I would say most of them, they're average right now. But honestly, just because it was the first Future Star ever, because they played so good in game. It was so high rated in comparison to other promos. And then with the likes of Vinicius, De Ligt, Frenkie de Jong, Trent. Honestly, if we gotta rate this team, this goes straight to insane and accurate. I divided it up into that. Like, we have an insane and accurate team. So did they live up to their potential? And were they actually good in game? We have just an insane team that was good in game, but didn't really live up. Accurate where the team wasn't that good. But where the players did become what we expected them to become. And we just have straight up trash. But let's go to FIFA 20, the first year where we had two teams. And look at this team. João Felix, Rodrigo, Tonali. Well, Tonali was a little bit of a gamble, I guess. Greenwood. Shall we talk about that? Don't think so, right? Martinelli, Mason Mount. Martinez, of course, now at Man United. Diaby. More like a FIFA player than actually in real life, even though he's not doing bad. I think those are the only players that kind of really lived up to the expectations. João Felix, not even. I don't think Felix is living up to his expectations at all. Rodrigo definitely does. Tonali was doing great, but then, well, the same with Greenwood. Like, both, of course, different situations. Greenwood's now playing again, and of course, he had a lot of potential. Still think he does, but will he ever overcome the allegations? I don't know. But we're not going to discuss it here. Martinelli, of course, being very good. Mason Mount, let me know in the comments if you think he lived up to his expectations. And the rest actually didn't really live up to the expectations at all. So we basically only have Rodrigo, Martinelli, Martinez. The rest, not really. But these players did play very good in game though. They did play good in game. I can't put this at trash. But I also don't know if I could put this at insane though. Because there were only a few players that were good here, that played good in game. I gotta still put this at insane, I would say. I wouldn't say it's accurate, but they did play good in game. If we then go to Team 2 of FIFA 20, well, look at the player on top, Haaland. Did he live up to his expectations? I would say so. Martinez also going very strong still for Inter. Valverde obviously being insane. If we look at the other, Tomori, it's doing decent at AC Milan, I would say. Lodi, not really. Malen, I would say, also is doing good. I actually think he is doing better than his expectations. If you see that he's only an 86. He's doing really good the past year. So I would say, yeah, I think he definitely still has the potential to grow. So it was a good shout. Kerr, not lived up to his expectations, but he became a favorite player of me in the game. I played him almost all year that year when he came out. And even based on that card, I made an evolution this year. And he doesn't go out of my team either. So in that way, Kerr, he was so good in game. And he was really fun to play with. Didn't really live up to expectations. But if we look in general at all the players, obviously not all of them lived up. But the fact that we have Haaland, Martinez, Valverde already in the top 3. Mane also doing pretty good. Tomori still playing on a high level. Obviously not insane, but definitely good. I would say since the players played insane, we gotta put it at insane and accurate, just not as good as the first team. So I'm gonna put it here, but it's mainly because of just a few players. Then we go to Team 1 of FIFA 21. And honestly, the car designs are horrible. So far, all the car designs have been bright. That's maybe like in a bright future ahead of them. I don't know if that was the reason behind it. But these cards kind of look like a one to watch or something. I don't know. I don't like this car design at all. If we look at the players, Camavinga, James, and Isaac are the only ones who really lived up to expectations, I would say. Kinda. It's not that they're in the top 10 of the world or something like that. So in that way, also not really. All players still doing decent, but nothing really insane. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know how they played in game, because that's the only year I kind of didn't really play FIFA that much. So I kind of missed the Future Stars promo. But looking at the cards, would they play good in game? Let me know in the comments if you play with these and if you like these. But if I look at it, it's kind of underwhelming. If you look at the big players we had before, now looking at these players, with the Reina, Bergwijn, Camavinga as the best players in this team, I would say this is kind of trash. So I think I have to put it at trash, because it wasn't really accurate. And they don't look like players that really played good in game. I might be wrong, let me know. But yeah, let's go to the next team, and that's Team 2. Is this one better? Let's see. We have Ansu Fati. Probably was an insane card in game, but did he live up? Don't think so. Reina again with a different position. That's kind of weird that some players have a different position in another team, but not all of them. That's a weird concept in my opinion, but okay. Saka obviously lived up. Very good card. Looks like an insane card in game as well. Tapsoba, decent. Ruben Diaz obviously lived up. Actually became better than the rating that he got here. Anthony, wow. No. Probably was very good in game, but definitely didn't live up so far. I don't know if he's gonna turn it around at some point. I don't think so. I think there was just too much hype. Even though at Ajax he was really good. But yeah. James again, probably a good card. Besides that, actually no one that we are like, okay, yeah, they lived up, they are good. So I would say this team did play good in game, but wasn't accurate. I think that's how we gotta rate this one. And I quickly added a new row into this because I don't think I can put it under insane. So I have to put it under decent. And I think that's better than what we had before. Like, it's not trash because actually they looked like they were pretty good in game, but it also wasn't that good that it should be insane. And it's also not accurate, so I think this is how it should be. Then we go to Future Stars in 2022. Team 1. Oh, and we started with a good one. Bellingham. Bellingham, of course, lived up. Way more than we expected, actually. He was, of course, good at Dortmund, but what he's doing now at Real, crazy. Vlahovic, probably if you watch this, he either already has it or he gets it in the coming days. Player of the month of Serie A, so definitely doing good. Living up to expectations, maybe not as much. Doing decent though. Smith Rowe, Tchouaméni, Konate, all decent, not insane I would say. Gakpo also not as good. Botman decent but not crazy. Honestly, looking at this team, only Bellingham really lived up to his expectations and the rest not really. But the team itself, honestly, the players were pretty good in game. Not insane. I think Tchouaméni was actually really good in game. Smith Rowe, people liked him, but I wasn't the biggest fan of him. Vlahovic was actually decent if you don't mind a striker like that. Bellingham, of course, by far the best card in this team. But I also gotta put this one at decent. Above the other one, but decent. And then it's time for Team 2. Pedri, Gravenberg. Who else do we have here? Nunez. Besides that, not really many people. Daka doing decent, I would say. Words actually pretty good, not gonna lie. Besides that, yeah, I don't know. Gravenberg, again, just like Bellingham. He was like a cheap Bellingham in game. He was way cheaper because of the links and stuff like that. But he also was really good in game. Of course, a center back with 93 pace for in game. That wasn't bad either. But kind of disappointing, this team. There were not many great players in here. It was just like most of them were kind of fodder, I feel like. Nunez, of course, very hyped, went to Liverpool, not really living up yet. Still can come, but so far it's not what we expected him to do. A lot of people expected him to be as good as Haaland in the Premier League. Well, that did not happen. I don't know if I should put this at trash. Gravenberch is doing right now pretty good, but also when he went to Bayern didn't really play much. Pedri doing good, Wirtz doing good. We might have to put this at trash, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we gotta put it at trash. I'm debating between decent and trash, but there was only like 1 or 2 good players in game. Most of them were not accurate. I think we gotta put it here, but above this team. Then we have 2 more teams left. FIFA 23, the most recent one, of course. And we have an Alvarez, Gavi, Mudryk, Adeyemi. There are a lot of people here that we still have to wait and see if they really live up because it's so recent. It's literally a year ago. But a lot of these players were actually good in game. Alvarez, of course, a little bit in the shadow of Haaland because Haaland plays more than Alvarez, but Alvarez is doing really good. He also won pretty much everything that year. So I would say he still has the potential. He still definitely is a good player. Gavi, same thing. Mudryk, maybe not as much as we wanted to. The same with the rest. Like, no one is really like, okay, they've really stepped up and are doing insane at the moment. Of course, they're doing decent, but it's not that any of them made it in Team of the Year or are close to that. Maybe in the coming years, like I said, it's very recent still, this team. So there's still a lot of potential, but the players were actually good in game. I think we have to put it at decent. I'm doubting maybe between accurate for the fact that obviously it's only a year ago, but most of them are still doing good. No one really fell off. So far it's still accurate and still has the potential. So I think that's what we're gonna do. And then the last team, Team 2, with Musiala, Kvara, Araujo, Enzo, Timber, and the rest was pretty much fodder. So we literally have to look at the top row. The rest kind of fodder and is not really doing much in real life, I feel like. So it's literally the top row. Musiala, of course, insane. Kvara doing still very good. Araujo does his thing at Barca. Enzo and Timber maybe not as much. They're doing decent, but that's about it. And this team was also like I said, most of the players were just fodder. So I would definitely not put this as insane. The Kvara was really good. Musiala was really good. Araujo was really good. Timber was actually good as well. So I gotta put this one at decent. I think this is gonna be my list, guys. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch football 24/7. I try to keep up. I mainly do it on live score and stuff like that I check the stuff out. I watch Champions League. So if I'm inaccurate about anything that I just mentioned, and I probably am, let me know in the comments down below what you would change, or if there are players that actually are doing great, actually live up to their expectations. Hopefully you agree with most of the stuff that I did. If not, I'm sorry, I tried my best. But yeah, I probably won't do another tier list anytime soon based on a promo. If you do want me to do that though, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe so I know you enjoy this. Thank you for watching. See you next video.